Dear learners, I am M. Geetanjali, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, St.Josephs Arts and Science College for Women, Huzur. Here we are going to discuss about that subject web technology. In web technology, we are going to discuss about the control statements in JavaScript. Here, the control statements which are used to execution of your program based on specific conditions. If the conditions meets the particular block of action will be executed. Otherwise, the another block of actions will be executed. There are two types of control statements in Java. One is conditional statement and another one is iterative statement. The conditional statement which are used for decision making, either yes or no, which is true or false. In iterative statement, the statements that iterates repeatedly until the condition is met. Simply we have to set if the expression is repeating again and again until it satisfied the condition. Here the first one is conditional statement. In conditional statement, there are different categories of conditional statements are there. One is if statement, if else, nested if, switch statement. If statement means the if statement is used to specify the block of JavaScript code that can be executed if the condition is true. If it is true means the condition will be executed, otherwise the condition will not executed here. In if-else statement, the if-else statement will perform some action of the specific condition. If the condition meets true means it will be executed, or else the false statement will be executed. And the next one is nested if. That is the if statement. Inside that if statement is called nested if. If the condition is true, again the condition will check, and that condition is true, again the condition is check. Likewise, it is going on. And the fourth one is switch statement. You can use the switch statement to select one of many blocks of code to be executed. The switch case in JavaScript is used for decision making purpose. Here, the switch case statement, which is more convenient than if else statement. It is used to expression for a evaluated ones. That switch statement that can be compare the values on each cases. If the values are matched, then that associated block will be executed. If the value is not matched in all the cases, then the default code will be executed. Here the syntax for the switch statement. Here switch expression, case 1, statement, break, then case 2, statement, break, like that it's going on up to case n. Afterwards we have to use default statement. Here the first cases can be checked. If it is not matched, then that goes to second case. After that it goes to third case, like that it goes on. If all the cases are not matched means finally the default statement will be executed, or else any cases will be matched means that particular case will be executed. Next one is iterative statement. Here the iterative statement means the loop that can execute the block of code in number of times. The JavaScript that supports different kinds of loops. One is for loop, another one is for in, for off, while loop, do while. Here that for loop that loops through block of code for number of times. Here that for in means that loops through the properties of an object. Then for off means the loops through the values of the iteratable object. Then while loop means that loops through block of code while it is specified specific conditions is true. And that do while also through the block of code while the specified condition is true. Here the first one is for loop. The for loop creates three optional expression. One is in the syntax is here is for expression 1, expression 2, expression 3. Here the expression 1 is one for execution of the block code, that is one time, and the expression 2 is the condition. You are going to give some conditions here, and that expression 3 is can be executed every time because it is the increment or decrement like that. So it can be executed every time. Each time the iteration will be executed because of that expression 3. Next one is for in loop. For in loop, the JavaScript for in loops through properties of an object. Here the syntax is for key in object. Here the code will be executed here. Then for off loop. For off loop means that the statements through the values of an iteratable object. That is, you have to use that iteratable data structures here as array, string, maps, node list, like that. The syntax here is for value of iteratable object. Then you have to execute that block of code. The next thing is while loop. Here the while loops through the block of code as long as the specified condition is true. While condition, the block of code will be executed. Example, while if I less than 5, text plus equal to the number is plus I, then plus plus. Here that value I that can be executed up to the value is less than 5. That is 0 to 4 value is executed here. The do while loop is a variant of while loop. This loop will execute a code block once before checking if the condition is true. Then it will repeat the loop as long as the condition is true. The syntax is do code block to be executed while condition. So it will execute at least once before checking the condition. Here the example, do text plus equal to the number is I plus plus, while I less than 10. Here the condition will be checked here. If the I is less than 10, then the I values that will be executed again and again up to it satisfies the condition. Here the question section, the first question is what is mean by switch statement, and the second condition is what are the different kinds of loops in JavaScript. Thank you.